And it can happen if the mind of a person has too much stress or or during.
See, and to the best of your knowledge as a professional, a medical professional, has Uncle Rico here ever displayed any signs of dissociation? Yeah, Dr. Lucky. Hannah?
Oh God. Oh God.
Just one moment.
What? Are you okay?
Oh, hello?
Oh, Dr. Lucky?
Yes?
Oh,
Yes.
there you are.
Oh, hello. Well, I'm sorry. I got lost in my thoughts for a second. And
That's okay. Would you like me to repeat the question?
No, it's okay. I was gonna say, actually, I have actually, well, if I may, since the last trial that hasn't happened, I have actually witnessed Uncle Rico during such an episode.
So you have witnessed Uncle Rico here in a moment of dissociation.
Yes, I have.
I see.
As his therapist, I've been continuing therapy.
Objection.
Yeah.
I don't see how this is relevant to the case if it happened afterwards.
Yes, of course. The testimony must pertain to the incident at hand. We are determining the guilt of the individual. In which case,
Sorry.
Please only reference incidents that lead up to the incident. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
It's okay. Breathe.
Well,
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
That was assault.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
I'm sorry,
gosh.
Emma.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry.
Are you experiencing disassociation?
Oh.
No.
You just asked that?
No further questions.
You did great. You did great.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. Just give me
I
way
didn't
hurt.
need to do it.
You did great.
I didn't need to do it. I'm sorry.
Don't cry. It's okay. You did great.
I'm sorry.
She got PTSD from the last time she was here.
Very well. Prosecution, would you like to reserve your right to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. We would like to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. Please proceed.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Lawyer.
Feel free to call me Polo. If you could again repeat your name and title for the court, please.
My name is Dr. Hannah Lucky. I am a specialist at Mount Zona, and I am head of psychology department.
And as the head of psychology, you say that you have no recollection of being contacted by PD earlier before the incident in question regarding Uncle Rico and his PTSD diagnosis.
No, I'm saying I do have a vague recollection of it.
Understood. And at the time, do you recall why you deemed it unnecessary that he did not require treatment at that time?
I didn't deem it unnecessary. I remember it was mentioned to me, but it was kind of mentioned in passing, and I haven't seen him actually.
So, are you saying that you did not perform a psychological evaluation of Uncle Rico before the event?
Yes.
So, your PTSD evaluation of Uncle Rico comes after this event that he is claiming was a PTSD episode.
Yes.
So, what we are in fact saying is that there is no way to know if this was in fact a PTSD episode because he had not received any diagnosis nor started any formal treatment.
This is so mean.
Well, he has received diagnosis afterwards.
And during your diagnosis, have you deemed him competent to be safe and out in the community?
No.
Speaking hypothetical.
No, so you're saying that he's a dangerous individual that should be locked up.
I'm saying he needs therapy.
And until he receives that therapy, is he a dangerous individual that should be locked up?
I am not, no, I didn't deem him to be locked up. I recommended guardianship.
So you're saying that he is, in fact, able to freely walk the streets and not be a danger to society. Your clinical diagnosis as the head of psychology. His PTSD is not severe enough to cause him to be a danger to society.
No.
So you're saying it is severe enough that he is a danger to society, but you don't recommend that he's locked up. I'd question your evaluations as a psychologist if that is your complete analysis. How can he be both a danger to society and free to walk the streets?
Come on, object that.
Objection leading. He's trying to get her to answer questions the way he wants to be
Cross-examination, Your
answering.
Honor. I'm allowed to lead.
Yes. During a cross-examination, you are allowed to ask leading questions.
Fuck, I'm over to.
Please proceed.
Well,
You can please answer my question. How is it possible that he is both a dangerous individual but should be free to walk the streets, whose PTSD is so severe that he could have a violent episode at any time?
well, as I said in my evaluation, I thought
Your evaluation was not submitted into evidence.
Okay, well, as I said in my what's this that I'm doing right
Your
now?
evaluation is irrelevant in the
But-
courtune
but
as
no,
it
but
was
no.
not
That's
submitted into
Objection. That's not true.
I mean, what
I'm not
saying
bring-
right now. What's this called? My testimony. Oh yeah. As I said in my testimony, is that
I don't,
okay?
think that's an, I don't think that's an objection.
I do believe he can pose a threat to society as long as he's not monitored. That's why I recommended guardianship, which he agreed to start on, to be to have people responsible for him.
And how are those people to prevent these episodes? If he's free from guardianship, if his PTSD is not severe enough that he would be free with guardianship, how is that guardianship preventing those PTSD episodes from happening?
Well, the guardians should be informed and keep him from his PTSD triggers that he has, which are pretty. I think don't happen every day. It's a pretty specific thing.
Don't
The
think
loud
loud
noises.
noises happen every day in this city.
Oh,
I would
those-
argue that the noises due to legal levels, noises in a nightclub often don't exceed that of a busy freeway.
Well, it's a specific environment. It's loud noises in large, amounts, and boom, 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 boom. It's not about the loudness of it, but also about like consistency and the way that they sound combined with flashing lights and other
But again, as was testified by Officer Cox earlier in the trial, he was upstairs where there was no flashing lights and the noise was dimmed. So again, how is his PTSD that severe?
well, I wasn't there. I can't testify to what he reacted to specifically. Oh.
So if you were not a witness to the crime, can I ask why you've been called here to testify?
Fucking, right? What
Jesus
the
fuck, man.
I was asked to testify because I have
So you were
done,
called as an expert witness,
I mean,
despite no expert witness testimony having been, or reports having been filed.
I think that's a question to the lawyer.
I'm just trying to get things clear in my own head. So, in your expert opinion,
Mhm.
Mr. Coco should be free to walk the streets if accompanied by people who could prevent him going into certain places.
Yes,
So-
or are able to calm him down and notice his symptoms getting worse.
And who would you say that these people are who are capable of making these judgments on the fly?
Members
Who are
of
his
family.
assigned guardians?
Members of his family.
And were members of his family present?
When I was talking to him, do you mean?
were they
Objection
able to-
relevance. We're going down a path that just isn't relevant anymore.
Are you asking present? I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry. Yeah. Objection. Sorry.
Yes, I do find this path
Understood.
irrelevant.
Understood.
Please cater the questions towards the inquiries of guilt. Thank you.
So, in your mind, you're saying that this PTSD assessment that you have given him, when would you say that this inquiry should end? At what point would you say that his rehabilitation for PTSD is complete, or is this a lifelong sentence for a mental health?
No, definitely. I recommended treatment, therapy.
He's
and,
wanted to
with-
say skip to the event and question.
Guys.
with
keep it down,
therapy,
keep it down.
I'm sure Mr. Shadley can get better. And he did express a wanting to have therapy.
Understood. So, just to get a cover basis before I ask my next question, for my own out loud, I just need to cover exactly what I've asked, so I can make sure I'm not crossing any questions over again.
Of course.
We haven't
Oh my
established.
god.
We haven't established this.
Uncle Rico?
Your recommendation.
There's no way.
Is your,
What?
the defendant okay?
Is he
What's, oh,
Oh,
is he
oh my God.
is he
We're good.
He's okay. Continue.
We're okay.
oh, okay.
For real, bro. This guy.
I was concerned for a moment. I apologize.
Oh,
So your clinical assessment is that he is a danger to society unless accompanied by specific individuals, namely his family.
Objection leading. Didn't this guy just say that?
I am cross-examining. I'm allowed to leave.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
That's okay. No worries, brah.
This guy just said that.
And
so
so,
I answer yes.
Yes, you did.
yes.
Yes. This is what you said. Yes, true.
This shit is.
Okay. And I would like to make it known to the jury at this point that within their evidence packets is in fact a video of the event which displays every one of the people that you have named as being present. So those people are succinctly able, Mr. Shadley, Coco, from these incidents. Why were they not able to prevent it at this time?
Because they didn't know he had it because he hadn't had his exam yet, dumbass.
Well,
What's
I
the
would
video, bro?
say yeah, the guardianship wasn't recommended at that time. So
But the guardianship has been recommended by you based off of these individuals' ability to prevent an incident
the
such as the
future,
one that
the
happened
fuck?
from happening again. How would
Yes,
those
well-
people be able to prevent it if they were unable to prevent this one whilst present?
well, because they would have been instructed after the diagnosis by me to
But-
be able to recognize the symptoms better and know what to do to prevent it.
So, what are your recommendations to these people? What should they be looking out for as an expert? What are the symptoms that would show up for them?
Yeah, objection relevance again. We keep going down the same path, Your Honor. That has nothing to do with
This is
No,
relevant
the
to
case.
to my line of questioning to
how.
establish that,
We're not.
because I'm trying to establish the client was in fact in full control of his faculties in that moment.
She already testified that he wasn't.
No, she testified he had PTSD. She has not testified that he was having a PTSD episode. And she
She
has
literally
testified she
said-
wasn't present and was unable to verify whether that did or
She-
did not happen.
We literally asked her if what happened was a PTSD event. She says, to her best knowledge, it was. As an expert, I would take her word over yours. Just saying.
But again, these reports should have been filed to the defense, to the prosecution.
Why?
From the
We
defense
literally
side.
have the expert witness here talking about it. Are you saying she's lying? Are you saying she's perjury? And then you should object. You should, object to that.
I have no way to know.
That's why she's the expert witness.
I'm sworn in, sir.
Yeah.
I raised my left foot.
Right foot. Right foot.
Right
Again,
foot,
Judge,
sorry.
gain control of
Again,
this.
this comes
Holy.
back to the fact that none of this was submitted to me, despite having had it requested.
Please stand by.
Oh gosh.
Individuals of the court, if you interrupt me again, or the court proceedings, you will be tased and taken out and put in the garbage can. Thank you and goodbye.
Wouldn't that just be held in contempt?
Oh,
of court?
fucking please taste me. That's a lawsuit.
Jesus. I like it.
Just come forward.
Oh, hold up.
All right. I
Excuse
guess.
me, Your Honor.
Please continue.
So, again, I'll change my line of questioning for the defenses. So, you're saying that despite not being present, you are more than happy to describe what happened to Mr. Coco as a PTSD episode. Can I ask what gave you the reason to make such a clinical diagnosis, since I don't have the report to read?
Well, based on the description of an event, and also I performed a test, a PTSD test, on which Mr. Uncle Rico scored 56 out of 85 points, which clearly indicates severe PTSD in this individual.
This is not a test that he could possibly have studied beforehand in order to try and secure his alibi. This test is not publicly available in any way, shape, or form.
This is why she's here. She's the. Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, to make sure.
Okay.
I haven't checked if it's like I haven't checked. I think it might be available. I don't think he would have known which test I would have used though.
But you saying that it's not at all possible that he could have studied on how to try and trigger a PTSD test exam or how to pass one in order to secure his alibi before the thing, since you did not actually perform the test before the actual event happening.
Well,
it's not at all possible that he could have cheated.
I mean, I did in my evaluation of the test, try to look for signs of malice. And in my opinion, there was none. In my opinion, it was genuine response. Usually, test subjects score that are trying to manipulate the test results score higher because, as you might have noticed, I said he scored 56 out of 85, which might seem like not as a high of a result, but actually for a severe PTSD, this is usually where it lands on the scale. So that's how...
what you're saying is that whilst it doesn't sound like a high result, it actually is a high result that would normally accommodate to the result a cheater might be receiving. Somebody trying to attempt to bypass the test.
Somebody trying to attempt to pass, what is the word that you said, but I forgot.
To somebody attempting to bypass the test would normally score a number of around the same number as Mr. Coco scored.
No, would have scored higher. Would have scored way higher.
But you said that the number was already very high.
No, I said number is 56 out of.
And then you said that might not seem that high, but it is in fact very high and around the same number that somebody who would be trying to cheat the test would receive.
No. Sorry, I misspoke. Then, if that's what you understood, I'm saying this is
it's okay
for PTSD because a higher result usually signifies somebody trying to bypass the test by saying too many responses.
So, So what you're saying is that his PTSD is on the most severe end of the scale.
Oh, well, it's in a severe end, yes.
So, again, your clinical diagnosis that his PTSD is one of the most severe cases you could possibly have, but not severe enough that he needs to be psychiatrically treated inside of a mental health institute.
Well, you said you kind of twisted my words there, Mr. Lawyer. Because I never said his PTSD is the highest that it can ever get. I said it's ranked as severe, and which is also a spectrum of many different results.
And you said, would you say that people that suffer with severe PTSD have dramatic defects towards their lives? Like there are huge
Yes.
problems that come up as a result.
Oh yeah, I don't plan on it. Thank you.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
So you would say that people
Yeah,
with
a whole lot
severe
of stupid going
PTSD,
on in
rather
this
than
thing.
what Mr. Coco has
This is
on the
just
scale,
I'm out.
people that display that similar number would have severe and
Fuck
dramatic
this.
repercussions
Fuck
towards their lives as a result of their condition.
Yes.
Justice system in
Yes,
this
this
court
is the
and
definition
this county
of
is disgraceful.
as PTSD is and any psychological disorder is diagnosed when it's has impact on a day-to-day life of a individual.
And so, what sort of impact would you say that PTSD has on Mr. Coco's daily life?
Objection relevance. What does this have to do
Again,
with the case?
if it's as severe as she says it is, I'd like to know just how impactful it is to establish as to whether it is in fact impactful enough as to have caused him to have the episode in question.
This line of questioning is appropriate.
Okay, well,
Please continue.
I can answer this question. Well, the test of PTSD that I performed consists of 17 questions, which asking about symptoms, and the patient determines on a scale of 1 to 4 how much of these symptoms they experience. So I can tell you that these symptoms affect Mr. Rico's daily life. Symptoms such as
sir.
nightmares, feeling upset, having trouble sleeping, having trouble eating,
So-
I just wanna go. I'm just
being irritable, or having trouble concentrating, or feeling jumpy or startled. So these are things that affect everyone.
And would any of these give you reason to believe? So, in your professional opinion,
Yes.
do you believe that somebody who has that level of PTSD and trauma, who suffers with those problems, what would be your reasonable conclusion to come to if that person was to be finding themselves to be suffering? How would the normal PTSD should react in those situations? Would they go outside, prepare a bomb, or would you say that they would leave the area and go home and try and,
Objection, foundation, what bomb? Bomb was never submitted into court.
the bomb was in the evidence.
You never submitted that during the trial.
This is the trial.
Exactly. You didn't submit any evidence when it was your turn to go.
That's not how evidence works, brah.
Yeah, it is. How does the jury know what you're talking about right now?
They have the evidence submitted to them
No, they
in
do
the
not.
packet.
Not right now. So they have no idea what foundation you're talking about.
Your Honor.
Oh,
We want to come back once again to the lack of submitting evidence as a problem with this trial.
Stand by.
Did the fucking judge pass on?
he can't pass out.
Is she good over there?
Both counselors, please. make your way to the judge's room. Thank you. We will take a small recess of 2 minutes. Thank you.
You're doing great. Okay.
I am
we
really.
step out to stretch our legs and come back, or do we have to walk around in here?
Here,
I'll see
I'll-
if we can. Do you want to go out and let them into the rotunda? I guess.
Oh my god.
But I'll just wait, guys, and we'll just clear the rotunda first.
Hey,
and then let you all
you
out.
guys follow me. Just wait in the.
But just wait here for a second. Wait here at these doors. Wait here at these doors. And I'm just gonna go just double check
Oh
it.
my
and
god. Oh my god.
You guys want to come in? These guys just want to go stand in the rotunda, so they're not, sitting down. Okay, just yep, sure. All right.
I just really want to go outside and smoke it because I'm getting pretty stressed with this.
I got some gummies for if you want them, Yama.
That's right.
My vision's a little blurry, but I'm okay.
You okay,
Yeah, right. You guys think this is? You think I can smoke
vision's
weed
getting a
here?
little blurry.
I got a latte for you. You want a latte?
Probably not sitting
yeah.
in here.
Latte?
Maybe
I got
out there.
Can I, do you have anything for stress?
You mind if I put it in your pocket, or you want it on the floor?
If you want to put it in my pocket,
I'm
that's
There you
so
go.
stressed. Oh my god.
Alrighty.
By the way, Dean, you sound kind of robotic.
Well, it depends if the latte will help. Miss Gladys, on a
You need any
scale of
food too? I got some
1 to 10,
croissants and
how
stuff.
stressed are you?
I'm pretty good now, thank you.
What about you, sir? You need a latte? You
Oh, I'm beyond stressed for a latte.
said what?
I am beyond stressed for a latte.
Oh, you want to see if it helps a little bit or no?
No, I'm gonna have to
All
talk
right.
to Nancy about getting a massage.
All right, all right.
Oh,
That man has a nice van outside.
which man?
The one with the tan pants.
There's several men with tin pants.
Practice. That's
They
never
all
been
ride
in mind. It's
together.
just hitting how evidence works.
It's 4 doors. Has tinted windows. The back door slides.
I'm so stressed.
With all due respect, I've been a juror before, and I definitely didn't get the evidence packet before the trial. So, I mean,
Guys, can I perform for you while we wait?
I don't need that when I have the expert witness here.
Yeah, go ahead. Give the viewers something. Let me get stationed here. There we go.
That room over there.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling! I'm happy again. I'm laughing and singing and in the rain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like it?
I'm sure all of our viewers enjoyed it.
Oh.
God, everybody left.
Hello? Hello? Am I? Okay.
You're doing fine, Miss Lucky.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Polo.
No worries.
You know I like you because your name kind of sounds like Poland.
Oh, appreciate it. I'll let my parents know that you appreciate the name for me.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, one at a time.
Very well. You may proceed with questioning.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, once again, Miss Lucky, do you believe that a PTSD patient who is beginning to suffer the effects of an episode, feeling discomfort, irritability, and feeling uncomfortable within a situation, and being perfectly capable of leaving a situation, in fact, doing so, would then return to that situation having armed themselves in order to escalate that situation into a violent encounter? Do you believe that that is the average thing, that is what a PTSD patient would do?
Well, that depends on the episode he's having and if the episode has ended or hasn't ended. Because if there an episode is happening and it's a dissociative episode, and it's hard to tell
In
the
your
reality.
in your expert opinion, how many people have you known to have dissociative episodes, leave, and have those? How long on average do those episodes last? So how many people do you know that have PTSD that have dissociative episodes, and how long on average do those episodes last? In your expert opinion.
Objection, compound question.
Make sure you speak with your chest, Your Honor.
Oh, not me.
Oh, no, you did good.
Your Honor.
Hello.
There you go.
Please use only one question in your questioning. Thank you.
Understood, Your Honor. My apologies. Okay, so we'll begin with the first part. How many people, in your expert opinion, have you treated that have disassociation?
To be honest with you, in my medical practice here at Mount Zona, it is not uncommon. It's hard for me to say specifically how many. But definitely, I think if I think hard about it, I think I know at least. Oh, it's hard for me to answer this question. I think probably around 5 long-term patients I had that had dissociative episodes.
Understood. And with those patients, how long on average did their episodes last?
Objections, relevance.
I'm trying to establish the base for a timeline.
A timeline for what, Counselor?
So, according to earlier testimony, the defendant was in the area, began to suffer the effects of his PTSD episode, left the area, constructed a bomb, returned to the area several minutes later, approximately 15 minutes later, then proceeded to threaten the area. I'm trying to establish whether a PTSD episode, it's based off of testimony, it's not speculation.
And
what testimony?
Officer Cox's testimony.
I don't recall him.
He never talked about that.
No mention of 15 minutes or any sort of timeline was ever stated.
Yeah, Cox didn't even say one thing about the bomb either. Just to throw it out there.
He established he was upstairs, and then he said that they went downstairs, and approximately 10 or 15 minutes later was when Uncle Rico arrived whilst they were having the dance-off downstairs.
I don't.
Whatever.
Seem to recall that being.
That.
Either way, I can still establish the baseline for further questioning of other witnesses down the line for a timeline as well. I won't get a chance to call this witness back up to have her establish whether those incidents are long enough after I question later to establish a timeline as well.
Hello. I do not think a timeline is going to determine the facts of the case. In which case, that someone is guilty or not.
if it the way that I'm trying, so if it's disassociative, if the average length for an episode such as this is only around 30 seconds to a minute, then how would he have had time to leave the area, construct a bomb, and return to the area and threaten them within the same episode? He would have had to have separate episodes, at which point the episode having him leave the scene and the episode having him come back would determine his PTSD is so severe he would be required to be locked up by medical. It would have been 2 separate episodes, which is not what they've claimed. They've claimed it is one continuously long episode.
You may continue your line of questioning.
So I answered this question.
Yes. How long, on average, would you say that an episode of disassociation lasts?
An episode of dissociation, I would say it lasts more than you said, sir. I would say about in my practice, as you asked, about usually lasts about 20 to half an hour, but minutes or half an hour. But obviously it's different to each individual. Can last a little longer. No, not longer than a few hours for sure. That would be very very unusual. But usually less than an hour for sure.
Understood. So, with this in mind as well, would a person suffering with disassociation be able to complete complex tasks if they're suffering with disassociation at the time?
Objection, speculation. I mean, what's a complex task? You know,
That'd be objection vague.
vague. Sorry, objection vague.
I do not find this question vague, nor do I find it speculative. In which case, this individual is an expert witness. Therefore, she is giving her expert testimony.
To be fair, though, complex is a vague term. At least define what complex means before continuing.
Very well.
So
would you say that I've got to think for a second, sorry, to get the correct terminology in my head. Would you say that an individual suffering with disassociation would be capable of multiple complicated and, to the average person, difficult small motor tasks? Such as using fingers in delicate, precise fashions, being extremely careful and being able to be extremely aware of your surroundings whilst having a disassociation.
Well, human mind is a mysterious thing. It's hard
I
to
mean,
tell
this
what
is no offense, but you're expert psychologist. For you, it should be fairly simple.
Well, of course, but
Objection, argumentative.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, you expect her to know the human brain? Like, there's so much we
as in
don't know about the human brain.
Hey, Ron.
I mean, you're questioning your own expert witness's credentials?
No. How could
The objection was that you were argumentative.
Could you please elaborate?
On argumentative?
Yes. Why do you think it's argumentative?
Because he's kind of badgering the witness, saying, well, you're a doctor, you should know these things. And I feel like that is argumentative because even if she does not, she's still a doctor and still knows more things than he may. We do not know how far things may go. And I don't think it's fair to say, shouldn't you know these things?
Is your testimony or your questions the beginning of a motion to impeach the witness?
No.
Please change your line of questioning then. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
impeach the witness.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I understand that, but understood. So, I'm about to try and get back to my question. My own head. Sorry, it's completely thrown me off.
Don't worry, Polo. You got this.
It's okay. So, again, I'll stick to the original question being asked. Would you say that somebody suffering a disassociation episode would be capable of being hyper alert, aware of their surroundings, capable of making, executing precise and extremely calculating decisions in that episode as an expert psychologist? Is that what can people during those episodes, are they still capable of performing what I would deem complicated tasks?
I would say it depends on the tasks and the individual because certain tasks that are even even in episodes such as sleepwalking, if you're doing something that you have like muscle memory of or have been doing a lot of, you are able to perform them with no problem, whereas you might have a problem doing certain complicated tasks that you have never done before or have no knowledge on how to do.
So if I may, as an expert witness and a medical professional, you would have access to Mr. Shadley's history. Am I correct?
Well, by history, what do you mean?
So, medical professionals would have access to his military record.
I have not been provided that. It's been deemed, as I was informed, classified.
Okay, so if you were not provided with his records, then during your assessment of Mr. Coco, did he in fact mention his time in the military service to you?
He did mention it. Yes.
I'd like to just take a moment to say thank you, Mr. Coco, for your service as well.
Yeah, thank you, Akoito.
Yes, did Mr. Coco mention perhaps to you the nature of what he did during his time in the service?
He wasn't. I'll be honest. He wasn't specific, as he was also telling me that this is classified information.
Okay. So, there's no way of knowing what actually happened during Uncle Rico's medical, during his service history. In fact, we have no records to prove he did even serve.
Well, I haven't been provided with them.
So again, if I may ask, what was the basis grounds for his PTSD assessment? What was the initial cause of PTSD for him? Since you didn't have the records provided from his military history to give you a basis for that, what was your basis? Was it merely his say-so that he served in the military and suffered a tragedy?
Well, it was mentioned that he's a military veteran.
So you went off of hearsay.
Yes.
Okay. So what you're telling me is that your expert opinion is based entirely off of hearsay, and it's based off of hearsay and not clinical knowledge.
Well, no, I performed the clinical tests, sir, which I explained to you, and I performed the diagnosis. Many PTSD episodes are not related to military events, such as traumatic episodes in childhood.
So again, I asked what was the basis for his use, but you mentioned specifically that it was a military event that caused him to have his PTSD. So what was the military event?
He explained to me a military event, but it wasn't specific about it. But it was it was descriptive enough for me to base.
So if you could give me the description that he gave you, then please.
Well,
for the
Excuse me, how do we get by you?
Objection. He's asking about classified evidence from the military. It doesn't matter if she knows it or not. She's not allowed to say.
Your Honor, if I may, could we just call a very brief recess while the jury just receives some stress relief?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Could the witness
Could you need to
maybe
remove your
receive
mask?
stress relief that maybe witness could
Told you it's not.
I can also do
Whoa.
some stress
You have
relief.
to
I'm
take
not
your
gonna lie.
leave in the court, mate.
Would you like a sandwich?
I am good, thank you.
You guys
What did you
good?
say?
Can you help us?
Is there a line for stress relief?
I'm in your way. Sorry.
Can you please go get food? Thank you.
Hey, if anybody else would like to take a break outside or just leave, I'm here. Just ask if you need anything.
What? Stress
Is this case still not over? My God.
Actually,
This lawyer is ass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
here,
I have
I'm
some
gonna come through here.
cannolis. You want some cannolis?
I got a condoleezza and a joint if you need anything.
Can I come through here?
Can I smoke in here?
No, ma'am, unfortunately.
Is she allowed to step outside to smoke real quick?
She is able to step outside. Yep, 100%. Anybody
May-
else
may
wants
I-
to step outside?
I'll toss this
Yes,
right here on
can
the
I?
bench here for you.
Can you unlock the
Yep,
door
I
in
got
here?
you, brother. I got you. Yep.
Let us out.
Yep.
Let us
Uno,
out.
I'm gonna do some
Uno
interviews
momento,
with some
por favor.
people out there.
Let us out. Let
Oh,
us
you gotta
out.
back up for me.
Sometimes I'm down.
So,
Yeah.
Is that 25 or whatever?
There we go.
she has already said that information's classified.
Is that
There's
25
like records proving that he's served if they're classified.
Alright.
Right here
All
for
right,
you, Hannah.
you guys
Do
need to come up.
anything?
All right, come on.
You good?
Yep. I'm just gonna do a catch people outside to interview them.
Yep, just one at a time. One at a time coming through the doors. Be advised, you will be searched when you come back inside the court case.
Absolutely.
Just come outside and make a right over here if y'all want to.
Wait, I don't have a lighter.
Oh my god, everyone has liars? Everyone's just gonna offer liars here.
I have an
extra one.
Oh, thank you. Well, then I can keep it forever.
Of course.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to get back out there? There's really no point in staying here.
Yeah, let's send it.
10-4.
So Hannah, if you while you're taking that brief smoke break, if you don't mind, you know, talking to the camera a little bit and then saying how you're feeling while you're inside the courtroom. Is it kind of nerve-wracking, or is it?
Or should I be saying that in recess, sir?
Yeah, I mean, this is just for the public. This isn't for anything specific. During a recess, I can pretty much anything you're willing to volunteer is basically off the record for the court.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess I shouldn't, you know, talk about a case or whatever, but,
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about the case. I'm just talking about how you feel inside the courtroom. Not about the case specifically. Like, do you feel pressured, or do you feel?
Unfortunately, sir, once the court case is in session, no one's able to go back in.
yeah, well, you know, it's, I'm pretty much mostly stressed because of what happened when I testified the first time, you know?
Right. Oh
Which
yeah.
is- yeah, when I was shot in the head with a shotgun, you know, and you know, it was pretty terrifying. So you know, there's this, you know, but I think I'm doing, I think I'm okay with my stress levels, especially now that I, you know.
Where were you at the top?
Do you think the courtroom has beefed up their security appropriately?
Yeah, I kind of knew.
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
'cause
I
had to
believe
look back
so.
on
I
my
believe
body
so.
cam
I
just to be
feel
sure.
pretty safe.
Yeah.
It's just the first moment when I walked in there was a little jarring. But that was honestly the second time the trial started. Today it was
Alright, well, you're gonna be
today
safe, right?
I
Just
felt pretty
understand that.
comfortable walking in there.
No,
Of course,
once
the
you
photo
get
wasn't
to
in line, but
the door, you will be searched before
I
you-
feel it should be okay. I feel safe. I feel officers are
my
working
body
hard
camera
to
back
keep
on. Alright,
everybody
cool.
not shot.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, absolutely.
Mhm.
See you.
Yeah, you feel safe, Dean?
Hey, can we
lucky
confirm
for
if we're
me-
coming back into session?
Lucky for me, we were off to the side, and I actually didn't get shot at last time. It was mainly the witnesses and the people up front. I don't think they really noticed me.
Oh yeah,
But-
I was, testifying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have all of that on live footage.
Oh, you do?
That's terrible. That was terrible. Yes.
I don't think you should show that to people.
Well, I mean, it's been edited, but I mean, when live footage happens, you can't correct it at that moment.
Is there like my brains out on the floor in the footage?
Oh no.
Okay. Should we head back in? I mean, wait.
I didn't hear him call for. Yeah, we can head back in.
Are we going back in? What's going on?
Yep, just give me 1 second, guys. Just stay at the door for me.
Anyone got a joint I can bum? Anyone got a joint I can bum?
I have a joint.
Yeah, you do.
All right, so you're gonna be searched today. All right.
Question.
Can you
got anything that's
Can
gonna
you
poke me,
hear?
proke me, or anything of the kind?
Can I hear you?
Can you hear very well upstairs?
All right,
Not
sir,
great
just,
all the
walk
time
through the
now.
metal detector. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
May we
All right, so
try
you're
to
gonna
see
be
if
searched
my
today,
camera
right?
can pick up noise downstairs?
Aren't you downstairs already?
I am.
All right,
That's what
you're
I was
good to go.
curious at
Let me see,
if
sir.
it would be
How you doing
better
here?
out of
No,
the
it's
way.
probably worse. I think it's worse
Okay.
out there.
Okay. Absolutely.
I'll be right back.
Further
terrible
away,
weapon.
you know.
Fair enough. Wait, you can get medical weed cards? What?
Oh yeah, I can buy an. It's $2,500. Yeah.
Okay, you're good to go. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
All right, sir, you're gonna be searched today. What's the lucid tablets for? Like, what is that used for? Anything or?
Yeah.
So we use it for GoPros.
Yep.
We slap it on our Weasel vans whenever we're trying to record. For the Weasel, for anything Weasel really, or stunts or anything.
Ah. Where do you buy one?
At the Digital Den.
At the where?
Digital Den.
Oh, okay. All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
$500.
You're good to go, sir. $500? I'll definitely buy one. I want to see it. All right, you're gonna be searched, sir. Thank you so much.
They are.
Where's the rest of y'all? Like, I saw them like a whole group just started fucking.
Hey,
walking
let
out.
the
I was like,
freaking or not the hostage. Jesus.
What?
What?
Can we get back out? Are we able to get back out? Are we able to get back out? Guys,
I have
check the
PTSD.
doors. Check the doors. Are we able to? Oh, there's open.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on here?
Oh my god.
Yep, excuse me, guys. Let me come up to the side. Let me come to the side.
Sorry.
Yep, walk through. Jeff, what are you doing here? Are you leaving?
Knock,
We're about to
knock.
go back into session,
What
Jeff.
the
Are
fuck?
you-
Can I get back there? I know.
Be
All right,
patient.
come over here, sir. You can just pass him. He's just he's, you know him, unfortunately.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Polo. Thank you very much.
All right, we are good to go. Everyone is
I
inside.
feel so refreshed now.
Who's outside? Yeah, excuse me. Who are you, sir?
This is Dean with Weasel Live still. We're just about to end recess.
I'm sitting up here from now
Enter
on.
back into the trial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Emma.
Polo.
Sorry, I can't just.
You know,
let
I
one person
appreciate
after
you
another after
working
another
hard
after
to do your
another.
job, and I
I
know
just
that
made
you're doing it
exceptions
for
'cause
public safety. You know.
This is represented. You know.
Very well.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We may proceed if the jury is ready. Jury, are you ready?
I don't know what to say. Yes. I don't know.
Please stand up if you are ready.
Sorry, I can't let people come in because it's just the judge.
Thank you. You may be seated. Please continue.
Excellent. I can't remember exactly off.
Wow.
So, we're gonna move on to this question.
Okay.
Miss Lucky,
Yeah.
is it commonplace practice to not use a patient's medical history and not view the background whilst doing a psychological diagnosis?
Do it.
You
do it.
You do it. Go.
Objection, outside scope of cross-examination.
Sorry. Could you please clarify?
Go ahead, Ron. You clarify.
Oh, we didn't ask questions that he's asking. We didn't ask her questions that he's asking her a question about. He's basically making this his own witness, and he can only cross-examine and ask questions about questions that we asked.
Could you please repeat the question?
The question was about the process. Is it commonplace practice, as she previously testified, that she did not view his medical records before making the diagnosis, to not view medical records whilst making diagnosis?
But see, he brought that up during his testimony, and this was never something that we talked about in our first questioning.
Please understand that because of the fact that testimony is so broad, if you can determine whether or not how this is linked to the questions that were pertaining to them, I will allow it. However, I would like the plaintiff or the defendant to understand that during examination, cross-examinations, the threshold for any type of scope of information may pertain to any questions that do fall in the scope of those questions as well. Loosely, even. Please clarify now.
Was that what?
Yeah, we can continue. I'm not sure what the question
That's
was.
myself, Your Honor.
Please clarify now.
I didn't really understand him, to be honest.
I'm not sure what you're asking before, Your Honor. Should I ask the question again?
I am asking you to clarify how this question pertains to the questioning that the...
This question pertains to the
asked.
questioning. This question pertains to the questioning, as the expert witness has already testified as to having performed this particular evaluation on the defendant without having viewed his medical history. I am now asking if that is common practice or a one-off for this particular incident.
It sounds like you're trying
At
to
this point,
prove
I'm
that,
trying
you
to
know,
question the validity of the credentials and
I
the
mean,
actual validity of the analysis
This
itself.
is like saying you
I would
can't
like
have
to
cancer before you get
I
diagnosed
would like to
with cancer.
recuse my information. Please understand
madam.
that I believe that this is only reserved for a
Yes.
rebuttal.
Do you mind if I
In
put
which
food in your
case,
pockets?
if you are presenting new questions, it must pertain to the cross-examination. During a cross-examination, they can ask any questions that they would like to, even if it's outside the scope of what you questioned.
That's wrong, but sure, whatever.
I don't. That is. I don't. What? I thought they could only ask questions about what we asked about.
That a cross-examination by definition means that he is arguing with the questions that we have already posed. All of his questions must pertain to the information that was presented during our
I
first
believe
line of
this is a
questioning.
rebuttal.
This is the cross-examination.
That's why we objected outside the scope.
We have not gotten to a rebuttal. He is cross-examining our witness.
Oh dear, why?
I believe this is still the same subject matter. Please continue your line of questioning.
So I'll ask again, is it common practice to not review the patient's medical history when making a psychological diagnosis?
Well, if I have access to medical history, of course, I review it, but it's not common practice for me to send a patient away and not diagnose him if I don't have access to his medical history.
So, in this particular case, why did you make an exception to that rule?
I don't have access to his medical history.
But as you just said, you don't often diagnose somebody or release them if you don't have access to that information. Why did you make the choice in this case to make an exception?
Oh, sorry. What I'm saying is, it's not my practice to send people away just because they don't have medical history accessible. If a patient comes to me and doesn't have his chart and hasn't been admitted to the hospital before and it's not in the hospital files, I do my best to the best of my ability. I try to help them as much as I can. I'm a medical professional, so I can,
But
try and determine,
again,
make
I'll
a
ask. So,
diagnosis.
without access to his medical history, how were you able to make a complete diagnosis of his
Well, based
psychological profile?
well
It
based
has
on the
to objection
test.
to ask and answer. She did the test. She's already talked about this. Let's keep moving along here.
Yes. Please continue.
Understood.
Ask a different question.
So, outside of the test that you administered, are there any other ways that you would normally use to determine somebody's PTSD?
Well, I have
Objection, relevance. Well, I feel like I could do objection to ask and answer. We just keep going in circles here, Your Honor.
What is the conclusion that you are looking for?
The conclusion that I'm looking for is that the diagnosis that was given like incorrectly, and is a misdiagnosis entirely based off of hearsay and false information said entirely by the defendant.
As I said before in this beginning thing, I asked you if you were going to impeach the witness.
I didn't
In which
understand what
case-
you meant by that. Yes, sorry. That is my goal. Yes, I apologize. I misanswered that question. I misunderstood. That is my goal here. Yes, is to impeach this witness.
Do you have a track record of incompetence to be able to impeach the witness?
Miss Lucky, have you ever been fired from the hospital?
Please answer
due
my
to
question.
Being incompetent. I believe that there was that Miss Lucky has in fact been fired from the hospital due to incompetence before, which would show a track record. Yes. Which I would like to ask her if that is true or not.
Objection, relevance.
Please answer.
Unless you wanted to answer.
Miss Lucky, have you ever lost your job at the hospital before?
Yes, I have.
And what was the reason for you losing your job at the hospital?
Honestly, unclear.
Unclear. They didn't give you a specific reason.
The reason I
It wasn't
believe-
because you were unable to do the job. You were
No, it wasn't.
you were causing problems. You were being
Well, I was gonna actually. I was gonna sue for this termination because it was wrongful, but I didn't because management changed. But I believe the reason was I believe the reason was me allegedly helping out my late husband, which I didn't.
So you were fired for assisting a criminal.
Yes, but I was later asked about this by police, and I was let go, and no charges were pressed.
But you did lose your job over this incident.
Yes, that's why
Is the establishment.
That's what why I was gonna press charges because I was.
So there is a track record of
essentially-
you helping criminals to try to escape justice.
Well, that's a crime, sir, and I was let go by police, and no charges were pressed. So that's why I was gonna press charges for being fired for a crime that I was let go by police.
Objection, speculation. Nobody here knows why she was fired.
She just answered as to why.
But she wasn't charged for that. So how do you know that's why?
I will ask the question, and then we will go on to another topic based on what your answer is. Were you ever convicted for aiding and abetting a criminal?
No.
Please change your line of questioning.
Okay.
Your request to impeach the witness has been denied.
Understood. Which way we rest then?
All right.
Would you like to rebuttal the questions?
Yes. Holy shit. Whew, okay. All right.
I will allow you to ask two questions, in which case we must proceed.
Okay, no problem. Mrs. Hannah Lucky, sorry, apologize. Mrs. Hannah Lucky, is it possible somebody had PTSD before they are diagnosed with it?
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. And since I only have one more question, give me 1 second. What are the questions?
How often do people with PTSD have to be permanently hospitalized in a psychiatric ward?
All right, last question. You had mentioned guardianship during the cross-examination for Uncle Rico, and that is something we are also going for. Do you believe the guardianship, if Uncle Rico has guardianship, he would be a danger to the people outside in the city?
That wasn't my question.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Only two questions. It's hard.
You blew it, Ron.
Sorry. Sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
You said you believe Uncle Rico needs guardianship. Do you believe with this guardianship he would be a threat to people inside the city?
Objection. That was asked by myself and answered. It was.
Well, I don't believe it was answered.
Provided they are
Provided the guardianship and the therapy that you have requested, do you think he'd be a danger to society?
Please do not rephrase your question during testimony.
Oh, sorry.
well, that's what I was saying. Provided that he also receives therapy, and provided that his guardians are informed and trained and accept responsibility, are ready to do it, then I don't believe he should be a danger to society.
Thank you. I guess that's all I got. I only got two.
What happened to asking my question?
What question? I don't know.
God damn it, Ron. Ron!
I'm sorry.
Does the prosecution have any additional rebuttal questions? I will limit you to one question.
Okay, we might get one more.
I would have done if they'd been able to ask the question that they originally wanted to ask, but not for the question that was asked. No. I'm good. I rest.
You literally got 30 questions. I got 2. Relax.
You may
I know.
I may step down. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good job, Hannah.
Thank you.
Ooh, that was a lot.
Oh my God.
Oh God, Hannah! Oh God. Ron, help her.
I got this. I got this. Oh my God.
Okay, would you like to go?
Do you have any further witnesses?
I don't. I think they all left.
I'll
I think they left. I do have one statement from a witness. If you'd like us to read that.
Very well. Please approach the stand.
Your Honor, objection. I was not allowed to provide a statement from my witnesses.
I asked before the trial started and it got approved.
He did. Yes. I can confirm this.
Understood.
Please proceed.
Well, one moment, please.
Thank you.
All right,
This
Your
water
Honor.
is the bomb diggity.
Bomb drink? What? Your Honor, may I proceed?
Please continue.
All right, today's testimony is from Mr. North Star, the owner of Cyberbar. Dear judge, jury, and whoever else may be listening, I am the owner of Cyberbar. Recently, the Cyberbar suffered a bomb threat from Uncle Rico. I will not hide this fact, nor will I defend that specific action, as I do not hold the medical or psychological certifications to deem it an episode. I am writing this to tell you that Uncle Rico, as a person, is not only a good soul, but a great friend. He wouldn't mean to harm a mass of people, especially those he considers to be family. I do not believe that he would ever purposely do something as reckless as what happened on July 17th. Myself and Rico have talked about the events and made our amends. The damages to the bar were
Your
minimal
Honor,
compared to what may
objection.
have gone through mentally at the time.
Objection. This is entirely speculation and not relevant at all.
Overruled. You may continue. You make a statement after this, if you wish to refute it.
Thank you for listening. Signed, North Star.
Very well. Would you like to make a statement refuting it?
I mean, yes, Your Honor. Most of that was entirely speculation, and there's no way that I could possibly question any of it without him being present. That entire thing was
I
just
believe the word you're looking
entirely
for
there
is
to-
hearsay.
Yeah, that entire thing was entirely hearsay and just there to try and provide character bonus. It has no relevancy at all.
That's what character witnesses do.
Yeah, it's literally a character witness.
It's definitely the definition. Thank you for letting him know.
Exactly,
Yes.
but I can.
If
Yeah,
you would like to refute
it's-
anything on there, you may do so. However, the statement stands. Do
I'll need
you
a
wish
moment
to
to review
refute?
this. I'll need a moment to review it quickly before I can decide that, Your Honor.
Very well. If you have the statement on hand, please provide it to the defense.
I just provided it in the emails. You should see it. The state.
Please understand.
Able to find it, Mr. Polo?
I'll just read it through.
Okay.
There are some things that I would like to refute in here.
Of course. Please make your statement. Here.
I'd specifically like to refute some of the lines of this testimony. He claims in this that he is friends with the defendant, therefore giving him a biased opinion of him, and unlikely to give a testimony that would in any way cause the defendant to look bad. He also says that damages to the bar were minimal compared to what he may have gone through minimally at the time, meaning that there were at least damages to his bar caused by this, which I, again, do not have him here to clarify. So we only have his statement to go off of.
I would assume the damages you mean be financial since the event got ruined.
I mean, again, that's your assuming. I'd like that stricken from the record, Your Honor. Your Honor?
Very well. We will proceed.
Excellent. Again, we cannot presume. We can only go by his statements.
Why is he talking to the jury?
Damages were there.
Are you still refuting?
Please do not address the jury. Thank you.
Okay. He also, this has presumption in it. He wouldn't mean to harm a mass of people, is presumption. He cannot presume to know the intent of the defendant. Most of this statement is in fact presumptuous and entirely his own opinion and and containing very little fact at all.
Yeah, I could say, anything about anybody. It's my opinion. It's what a character witness does. That's why it's important to have these people.
And I'm pointing out that this contains almost zero facts at all. The only facts contained inside of it are the fact that it states that there were damages to the bar and that the event did in fact happen. Those are the only facts contained within.
Can we please define the term character witness?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and determine that for us, and then rethink about what you're refuting here.
I mean, I'm refuting that most of this is hearsay that I have no way to possibly know if it's true or not, since
No.
the actual
Define character witness.
We'll rest, Your Honor. I'm bored.
Are you speaking to me?
Yeah, I rest, Your Honor. I'm done.
Are you wanting me to define character
No.
witness?
No.
Very well.
Unfortunately, I don't believe, as I look around this courtroom, any more of the character witnesses are here at this time. It's really sad, but
So the only
we're I guess
have to roll out a piece of paper.
the defense,
Very well.
defense will rest.
The court is now in recess. The jury will adjourn and deliberate, and we will reach a verdict.
Closing statements. Closing statements.
After a word from our sponsor.
Wow.
I would like to talk to you about neck blinks, a new stylish way to be cool around humans.
That's a lie. Propaganda.
Jack Reed, you just touched the
Error.
What did you do?
Fuck. Oh shit.
Looks like that didn't work, bro.
Do you love me, Judge?
Shit. Error.
I'll have to reset it.
Did you reset his
What was that
battery?
USB?
Prosecution, please approach the stand
Oh, okay.
and read your closing statements.
Oh, sorry. Let me get back here.
So I thought you guys went first too. My bad. Hello, Your Honor. In closing, we, the prosecution, believe that there is sufficient evidence to show that Shabby Coco not only performed this crime, but did so fully intent of the knowledge. He performed the activities outside, as was testified by Cox. He arrived on the scene earlier, left the scene, and came back armed with the bomb, which he had prepared using goods stolen from the back of a police vehicle. These sorts of small-minded tasks, these sorts of fine detail tasks, I'm sorry, Your Honor, are the sorts of things that can only be performed by somebody who is in complete competent state of mind in order to not create a crossed wire or to accidentally blow themselves up, neither of which the defendant did. He was successfully able to construct a lethal bomb, which was used at the end, which was used by himself to threaten. One of the witnesses, has already testified as such, that it was in fact Mr. Coco himself who was there. And Mr. North's testimony confirms it to be the defendant. And we believe that nothing short of life in prison is sufficient for the rehabilitation of a dangerous offender who would threaten so many lives of innocent people. Prosecution rests, Your Honor.
Very well.
You got this, Emma. Yes.
Or Emma, please approach the stand.
Emma's got the closing.
And
I did
state
the opening.
your closing statement.
She's gonna kill it.
You may face the jury.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we are here today because of an unfortunate accident that occurred. It is very clear to everybody here that yes, Uncle Rico was involved. However, I would like to take a minute to remind you that this man here is a war veteran. He suffered so much trauma from his time overseas that it is still impacting him today. As Dr. Hannah Lucky stated, he is suffering from PTSD and dissociation, and these episodes can last anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour or even more. It is not unreasonable to assume that Uncle Rico had an episode that lasted at least 15 minutes. Additionally, I would like to clarify that during Dr. Lucky's statement, she mentioned that it is possible for people suffering dissociation to perform complex tasks because it is dependent on the person and muscle memory. As a former veteran, and that's redundant, as a veteran, Uncle Rico here has muscle memory for how to make bombs. He did this in his time overseas. So it is not out of the scope of reason that he would be able to do this while suffering from an episode. Furthermore, we have a character witness statement from North Star, the owner of Cyberbar, saying that he does not personally hold Uncle Rico accountable for this night. They have made amends. There is no ill will between them. In fact, he wants Uncle Rico to get help. They are friends. And I ask you now, does sentencing a man who is suffering from PTSD and disassociation to life in prison where they are unable to provide him with the proper medical care that he needs sound like the best course of action for this man sitting before you? The defense would like to propose that this man here receive proper medical treatment, and going to jail would not be the proper course of action. We stand by the fact that although our defendant made a mistake, he is not innocent of what he did. But the truth of it is, nobody was injured. Nobody was hurt besides him. And we cannot speculate about what could have happened. The facts of it are, nobody got hurt. The place suffered minimal damage, according to witness statements. So now I must ask you to look at our defendant based on the facts that we have brought to you today and make the choice about whether this man would be better off in prison for the rest of his life, where he could have more episodes and not receive help, or whether he should get the proper course of action he needs. Thank you.
Right, did they really?
I'm actually so confused.
They literally just
I'll tell you after.
Very well.
They don't want it to be in prison.
You will take a short
because they'll
recess.
suffer more episodes.
Thank you for your time.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Oh, the part that got me was we don't know his
It's however
military
long
history,
the
but we know
jury
he's good at making bombs.
Needs to come to a verdict.
That makes sense.
Jury, please follow me.
Oh my god.
Please come inside. Please come inside.
Well, that was. I think that hour and a half was attempting to ask the same question, though. So limiting the question volume isn't gonna help.
What do you think? Did I do good? Did I do good though? Did I do good?
Under the pressure, yeah, that they were pushing you on, you did great, Hannah.
I can't help it. Dumb people want to ask dumb questions.
I am Judge Bird.
You're able to keep your cool and be direct and professional the whole time, so well done.
You think I did okay?
Yeah,
Great,
you
you
did great.
okay.
In the situation that's provided with you, the charges against Uncle Rico are preliminary to the case.
I can hear something back there.
I've got some hot tea if you want it.
I got a couple coffees.
Oh my god.
He knows he lost. That's why he's wishing you the best of luck.
Oh my god.
Let's keep
Oh,
this
what a
civil,
lawyer.
guys. Let's keep this civil, guys. Keep the courtroom civil.
Can't
Shut
believe
up,
you
Mr.
said that.
Hero.
Can't believe you said that, Mr. Polo.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem.
Can't believe you said that to me. You hurt my feelings deeply.
I'm very sorry, Miss Lucky. It's not my intention. I'm merely doing my job.
Already?
I'll
Is your
allegedly
job
come
hurting
break you out,
people's
man.
feelings? Is that your job?
No, my job is to make sure that dangerous people get locked away.
Is it? I thought your job was to make women be sad.
No, why would that be my job? Who gets paid to make women be sad? That's a crazy job.
You do. Shut up, man.
Yeah, but you do.
I do? Really? Huh, brah. Why am I stood in this
Oh,
courtroom? I
brah.
could be making so much more money. Making women sad on the streets
Is
just by
this
existing.
guy high?
Most likely.
No, you're not. Oh, Mr. Lawyer, don't.
Probably
You're
not
not.
on weed.
You're not making women sad just by
Did y'all perform
existing.
drug tests before you done this?
Don't say
Because that man
You
was
don't know.
rambling.
Yeah, somebody go get a cup.
No,
I wanna go to the bathroom.
sir, I'm a woman.
I'm
You
sorry,
haven't made me sad until you started to make crazy accusations.
I thought you didn't like that word, Miss Lucky.
What? Oh, whoopsies. She had.
Understood.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay when you use it. Understood.
Yes, I'm a medical professional, so I know.
It's a clinical term, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
Hey,
it's
don't
just,
smoke in the courtroom.
Huh? I just know,
will say also,
sometimes.
I know it's stressful, but don't smoke in here.
I got coffee if anybody really is struggling. Well, it's pretty bad coffee. Gas station coffee, but.
Well, coffee or weed?
All right, Mr. Uncle Rico, how you doing?
There you go.
You need to grab a couple of summersaults.
Is this shit ready to get wrapped up or what, bro?
Yeah.
Double wrap it, man.
Oh my god, you guys.
I get it. I get it.
Okay, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, it's so.
Hey, Ron.
Wait, I might have my thingies, but I shouldn't use it off duty. Sorry. Well, I can sing you a lullaby if you want. Itty bitty spider went down fire's snout.
He said no.
Then came the rain and drowned the spider in a puddle.
I'm just really glad that this is already over and they can't try to dismiss you.
What? What? What?
Cause this goddamn prosecutor fucking go in circles and shit, bro. It's fucking pointless.
Yeah, you judge. Are you a judge? Maybe you should be in there, huh?
Exactly.
It's almost like people don't understand how ideas work.
Yeah.
They're all over there
Yeah.
complaining. Oh, boy, that prosecutor talks in circles. Well, of course I do, because every time I go around the circle, a new idea occurs to the jury about how guilty that person is.
Yeah, it's also a little bit of fucking verbal gymnastics you're trying to catch.
Exactly.
I mean, if there's a fucking knowledge about the law, then we should,
Exactly. Feel free to
there's a
defend
knowledge about the law, they
yourselves.
should, why don't they apply for a license?
Exactly.
Alright, that's
Quite
because
like
of
to see
criminals,
that.
okay.
Less work for me.
Yeah. Oh wait, they can't because they've probably got like felonies. So, okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because they know the law that
Well,
well.
the criminals are the best lawyers. I forgot.
Someone said to me it's not colorful enough for me, for my style, but it's just because, it's a trial.
I feel like it creates an amazing contrast for, really makes your hair and your glasses and your eyes pop with all that.
Oh, thank you. Well, you...
Kinda right.
So you're saying we're twinsies?
I liked where they told me that I hadn't submitted any evidence, despite there being an entire police report.
Yeah, the whole police report evidence, surely.
Yeah, apparently not, because I didn't mention it during my part of the trial when I was supposed to call my witnesses. Apparently, that's also when you present evidence, according to the defense.
Alright.
half of the problem is the defense lawyer. Apparently, he served as a juror before, so he thought he knew how jury worked, and he had no idea.
Well, they knew that Carl was going to be here, so they
Oh.
had to cover some things up.
This is his last
Apparently,
case.
but he was,
Oh my god.
don't know. I
I
think
think
so.
this is
I think he said.
Dunham's last case, I believe.
Yeah, I think he said to me that it was his last one. But yeah,
Good friends with his son, actually. It's a bit of a
Are
strange.
you? Oh,
Yeah.
it's awesome. I like him. He's a nice guy, you know. Like, we're on opposite sides at the moment, but it's been quite. I've got no ill will towards it. But apparently, he said that he served on a jury before, and they would not send the evidence packet, and that's why he believed all evidence should be submitted during the trial.
Does the jury not have access to the file, the case? Or?
They do. They do now. Apparently, they didn't used to, but the systems have changed. And apparently, he wasn't aware of the system change. So, with that being said, that might work in our favor. They might have planned that whole case based around something that they no longer have because they have all the evidence now.
I've got a feeling they're going to go not guilty. Good feeling.
I get that feeling too as well. It's the way it always goes.
They went with the whole fucking. He's a veteran.
He deserved to get
with
killed.
the whole
Yeah, who with the vehicle?
spiel of
But again, I called into question
Ill.
the military record.
Yes.
I said I called it.
Yeah, how comes we?
alleged. The
Yeah,
only
how comes we
proof
can't
I-
use his?
I literally mentioned that his military record was nothing more than alleged by himself, since there was no documentation to prove it. Nothing had been submitted. I told that to the jury to consider when I was questioning Dr. Love. So hopefully they do remember that.
But in their closing statement, they referenced that he knew how to make bombs.
This is Dean Goodnight with Weasel News. Still live on Rockford Drive and Rockford Hills. Still tuning in to the court case at hand. You're at a standing recess while the jury makes their verdict with the judge. We're standing by until they approach back in the courtroom.
Yeah, like you spent $70 extra. Like it's yeah. Oh, shut up, Yama, you crybaby. Shut up, man. Just because you got railed from behind doesn't mean nothing. No, I think you took it very well.
We going for another court case? Let's go. Woo!
Shut up, bro. You are mad annoying.
I think if not life in prison, they should
No, I'm not
definitely
doing
consider
good.
5150 hold.
What's wrong with you?
No, because I don't like you.
I think that should be the minimum we're talking about, is having him at least sectioned until he's been properly gone through his treatment with Dr. Lucky.
You seem upset.
And,
Let me give you a hug. You good?
And then signed off by a judge.
Yeah, signed off by a judge as being able to be then presented to his guardians, who would be able to take him to places and keep him away from things that might cause a possible.
He wants to touch somebody like
Yeah.
people in the boat last night.
You mean like the police?
Yeah, you can't possibly be talking about releasing him straight back out into the city. What's to say he doesn't walk out of this off into a dangerous event?
You think I did good?
Did, yeah. Right now.
You think so?
Yeah. What about all the beeps for the,
I was
the
really nervous, you know.
thingy
Right,
on the
Exactly. How come
weapons
none of
checker?
those set him off?
I hope I did.
Loud noises, isn't it?
No.
Got all these guns.
Yeah.
He's got gun. He's got a gun.
Wait, sounded professional.
Got a shotgun on his back.
Professional?
You did.
Shouldn't that set him off?
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Bro, they literally brainwashing the cadets.
Hey, you sound good. Sorry about that.
No, I'm not saying I don't, but I'm just saying.
It sounds like you
don't make mistakes.
Sorry about the smoke.
These are all judgments that we're not allowed to make.
They are held accountable. Did you and me not have a talk after?
Yeah.
No, we didn't talk.
So there you
I
go,
talked.
man.
He's held to a higher standard than I am. Like,
Stop,
your
stop,
training
stop
That's why he was
smoking,
taught
Jeff.
to.
teach
Stop
him not to do
smoking.
shit like that. Not be taught to, dog.
Can't believe you're smoking
It takes
still,
time
Jeff.
to learn, man.
Take
You don't
time
just
to
get
Wow,
placed.
Jeff.
Then
You
he
don't just
shouldn't
get
be
placed in
driving
a
around
job
on
and know
things
how to
like
do it.
that.
Do you
He
know?
should-
He
Bro,
fell in the water by accident,
Jeff.
right? You know that.
Bro, you can't tell me that. Okay, okay.
This is not the place to discuss it, but I'm telling you that he's learning.
You weren't in the conversation anyway, so I don't know why you're even over here.
Well, he's learning. Cause man, I'm here to help
License
him
for
out
what?
and not let him get chewed up.
Driving? You can't. You
Yeah,
must.
Right?
he should get chewed out for his fucking idiotic mistakes.
And that doesn't mean he gets chewed out from you.
Oh my god.
I believe I was a hostage
Because you're basically,
and he almost got
What do you
shot
think's gonna
and
happen?
had to be dismissed.
It's fine.
What do you
It's
think's
a
gonna
learning
happen?
experience, y'all, and this is not the place to do it,
So
right?
learning
Well, I guess I just try to be professional and say the truth as I knew it, you know.
Right, but I think it goes
I don't
back
know. It was
again
worried
to
that I'm gonna. I don't know.
you think you don't.
I know.
Hey,
not Rico.
Try to.
You're not Rico.
You guys are stressing his ass out, huh?
Yeah. Fuck Polo.
Seriously though, man, if you want to
tried
talk
to
to me after you
bring
come
it
talk
up.
to me,
My.
Yeah,
I know you and me talked
he
the other
got
day. I'm not
fired,
trying to be
yeah.
hostile with you.
Yeah, that
No,
was
I
what
get
I
that.
I'm
mean.
trying to
I was
provide you
like,
an explanation, okay?
well, don't say
This
that.
same
You know,
guy
he's
is the
only
one that
trying
told me
to,
that he tried to do better,
protect
but
the
then
public. You know,
supposedly
protect
falls
the.
off a bridge, and then
He did.
Protect
He
the
did. I
streets,
saw
you know,
his
he's
body.
trying
okay,
his
I
best
get
to.
that. Falls off
Fuck
the bridge,
unknown
but
And you all
accent,
ended
comes
up
back
on the
up with
same boat, and everybody was
Okay.
just as fucking confused as everyone.
Unknown accent guy,
You know,
Polo.
you guys didn't
Tell me
realize
why
why
this
he
guy
was
shot
on
I'm
the
trying to
boat.
figure out where he's from.
You
Alright,
didn't
you wanna
realize,
talk?
right?
I think he's
tell.
American.
It's
he-
in the,
was he
it's in the heat
British?
of the moment. You tell me. You
Nah,
tell
he's not
me
British,
if
but the
you
way he
could
keeps
think
saying
in
bruh.
the heat of the
Bruh,
moment.
why'd you keep like trying to work out where I'm from, bruh?
For a second, what are you gonna do?
What's your like?
American,
What's
but
your
the
deal,
way-
bruh?
The way
No,
he
no, no, no,
speaks just
no,
makes
no,
it sound
no,
like British, but
if I
like
have
the
two
way
guns
you
in my head, I'm not
listen,
shooting at
accent
all,
makes
dog.
it
but
That's
you
dumb.
listen.
confusing.
The reason why you say don't shoot. There was no two guns. There was no two guns. Let's make that clear.
Okay.
My body camera showed my weapon drawn
It's not the
first.
place, though.
Oh,
It's not the place.
You
It's not
mean
the
the
place.
body
not the
camera that
place.
should have been ruined by the water that you fell into?
It's not the
What?
place. It's not the
A
place.
body
It's not
camera
the
is not
place.
waterproof? Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Are they? You tell me
Yeah,
they're
they
police
are.
issued, aren't they?
Guys.
If you're
Yeah,
saying
they
it's
are.
not the place, officer, man, you're cadet. Like, that's how simple it is.
Oh, really?
No, I'm
No,
not.
he's right.
I'm
He's
not
right.
stopping
He's right. No,
anyone
he's
from
right.
freedom of speech, man. I'm just saying
Okay, then
this is
stop.
not why we're here. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, exactly.
I can hit you,
Just
Polo.
watch me get fucked up.
I can hit you,
You're
Polo.
not gonna get fucked, Rico. Shut up.
I'm screwed.
Hey,
Alright, it's good.
I don't work at imports.
I mean, I am an expert in music because I'm the greatest singer the city has ever seen. Will
I
ever
work at
see.
I heard you sing, Miss Lucky.
Oh, really? Would you like to
Why
hear
don't you
me
work at
perform?
I think we should. What in recess? Why did you give a rendition for the whole courtroom?
Well,
Oh,
okay,
I
that
think
makes
that's
sense.
a great idea.
We are currently in recess.
That's what I'm saying. Whilst we're in recess, she could give a rendition quickly to entertain the
Yeah, man,
people
should I
in
hit
the
her?
stands
Wait,
until the jury's
no,
ready.
don't hit anybody. But if we're in recess, anybody got a hacky sack?
I think that's a good idea. You can entertain the whole stands
Anybody got a
until the
hacky
jury's
sack?
ready, Miss Lucky.
Oh,
Why would I
great,
hack
great.
that?
Oh, well,
A hacky sack.
I definitely should
What's
do
a
it.
hacky
I
sack?
think I should
You
do
can
it.
probably ask one of the officers one of their beanbags out of their beanbag gun.
Threaded
Miss Lucky says she's the greatest
ball
singer
that it's
city's ever heard.
think of like a stitched
Yeah, I thought she could
kind of
do some singing for us.
object
I'll keep
that's
us
shaped
amused
into a
whilst
ball,
the jury
the
does their
stitching,
deliberations.
and it's filled with
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
typically rice
If you
is one of
sing
the best
woman,
ways to
I'm
do
gonna
it,
say guilty.
with a little, it definitely has give to it. And then you
Miss
pass
Lucky,
it
I
between each
feel like
other
you should
using your
definitely be
feet
singing right now, please.
by
I
bouncing
need
it
to
up and
hear you
down
sing.
and juggling it with your feet, kind of like footy,
Oh,
but with like a little.
Yeah, that's a legally
Stitched
binding
little thing.
contract right there. Let's get us singing.
I feel like that was the worst description of a hacky sack that anybody's ever given.
That's alright, no worries.
Oh,
Hacky
fuck.
sack.
It's alright.
Is it?
What
Oh.
the hell?
They finally had the threesome.
What's what?
They just had a threesome.
Like-
Jack, Emma, and Ron had a threesome, bro. What the fuck?
What the?
They always came
Oh
out of
my
room with a threesome.
gosh! Hold on.
Hey Jack, you're in a threesome with Emma. and
Okay,
Ron?
so let me ask y'all this.
Is he okay?
Who took fucking Jack Ray?
It was definitely Ron. It was definitely Ron.
A gentleman never tells, alright, boys? A gentleman never tells.
There is absolutely no reason why people need to be yelling.
It's definitely run. Yeah.
Yes. Bro, that man's bleeding. He's bleeding out, bro.
You okay, Mr. Coco?
At this moment, I am going to ask everyone to leave the courtroom. Thank you.
We can't hear about the threesome?
I don't think.
You find out when you're older.
Details.
Wait, do you
I want
want
some
Rico?
details,
You may
Jack.
hold, you may hold them
Hey
in
Rico, just give me
detention,
1 second,
but
real
please
quick.
leave the courtroom.
Jack Ray, what do you do to man? You give that man AIDS? What the fuck, Jack?
What? I'm clean.
Hey,
This
Rico,
motherfucker is still
Rico, you gotta
pointing.
come
Why
over
you
here, real
pointing?
quick.
What are you, a child?
Rico, too.
He has not served any time. He was
I
approved
got
for
you, brother.
patrol.
Don't worry, don't worry. Everything will be alright, alright?
Yeah, we just let him walk.
Come on through.
We are still on the attempted murder of a government employee.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good to just wait around here. Just not stand near the testimony, the jury room.
Yes, of course. You can charge them as a civilian. Please understand that is usually taken with prejudice, as to charge someone with a government official.
You're yellow.
If a government employee is seen as charging a government official, it's always seen as a first degree or second degree. In which case the charges are the same. Also, the time and the fines associated with this charge are also the same. The difference between the two of them, the first degree and the second degree, is that if there is an attempted first degree murder of a government official, it cannot be expunged. It cannot be removed from your record. I understand. Do you believe that the PTSD was a contributing factor to the defendant's actions? I understand. So based on the evidence that is provided to you, you're unfortunately going to make a distinction whether or not you believe that the prosecution proved beyond reasonable doubt that the person attempted to murder 6 government officials. Very well. We will move on. Do you believe, beyond a reasonable doubt, that the prosecution has proven that there is attempted first-degree murder of 11 individuals?
We're good.
Hello. Please call everyone back into the courtroom.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Is it about to start back up? Are you the captain of PD, sir? I would like you to know I have not gotten a traffic violation since yesterday. So, I'm working on it, man. I'm reformed, man. Yeah, I don't put a fake plate on my car and speed around the city. I don't do that.
Disregard any comments that are said to you as we move out.
I will shoot you. I will shoot you. Get out.
No, you're
She's
good.
running
You're good,
to
Emma.
the,
Get out.
Why do you have?
Hold on, give me 1 second.
I'm not
Well,
even
it's
gonna
Jeff, that's
question
why.
anyone. You can go.
Can I take some paper off you, Jeff?
Ron, you just left
Oh, okay.
me.
Have a nice day.
I'm sorry.
Wow, what a pog.
Okay.
Please have a seat.
Come on, Uncle Rico. Uncle, can I grab Uncle Rico?
Please don't tell me he's having another one.
Uncle Rico? Uncle Rico!
Rico!
We need another minute. Uncle Rico is daydreaming. Can I grab him, bring him up here?
Uncle Rico, please wake up, man. Please wake up.
Alright, I think we're good. I don't know. I don't see anybody out there anymore.
Uncle Rico, wake up. Hey, where'd Kai and them go?
I got you, brother. Don't worry. I got you. I got you, brother.
Don't, what are you doing?
Don't worry, brother. No, he's fine. He's fine. Don't worry. He loves me. Don't worry. I'll go ahead and put your client.
Hey, where are you putting your hands, sir? They're on this side.
All right. I'll just put you slowly. There you go. I don't know what I can't do anything about that.
What is going on?
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Hannah.
Hello.
Bro.
I'm clocked in.
Sorry,
if
Your Honor, I was
anybody needs
receiving
a
medical
review.
treatment.
I do, please.
Oh my god!
Mr. Shadley.
Face reconstruction, please.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. See?
Please stand at the stand.
Yep. I gotta.
I don't think this judge allows it. So
Shut
you
up,
wait a
Greg,
little bit.
you dick.
You gotta wait a little bit.
All
because
rise.
I don't think this judge allows it.
Oh, what the fuck? What the?
All right,
fuck?
everybody.
Wait a second.
Okay. Yep. I'll go ahead and
Gladys.
start with her then, real quick. Let me start right here. Throw my back down.
It's Gladys. You have to stand.
Yeah.
Mr. Shadley, you are being charged with stand by.
Almost said it. I almost.
You are being accused
Mr. Kai,
of
have a-
terrorism, attempted first-degree murder 11 times,